missionary there. So changing the conflict defender. This is the biggest piece I probably have in this whole presentation is as an offensive guy, we like it when we're able to communicate to our quarterbacks in this formation, this will be the conflict defender. This is who you need to read. At any level, I think that's important. It's what you practice. So you need to be able to change the conflict defender. So that first answer, you're not changing the conflict defender. By playing man coverages, you're taking the conflict off that defender. So you're saying, hey, you're no longer in the pass distribution because we're playing man. This is going to allow you to, theoretically play a variety of coverages as opposed to man. That'll help you be successful if you don't feel like you can play that much man, or this is your next escalation. So traditionally in a 32 set, your will linebacker is going to be in conflict because he has the B gap and is involved in the pass distribution. Your Sam linebacker, unless there's a second back, he's out of the run fit, and he only has a pass responsibility unless there's an additional blocker, seventh blocker, fullback, slot, whatever it is. So your will is in conflict. In 23, depending on if how you adjust your defense, but again, your linebacker to the field now will be in conflict if you cover down the three receivers. So for example, if we took this H and flopped him to the other side, okay, if we left the will, the half, and the corner here, but left the free safety to the field, the will would still be in conflict. If we pulled the Sam into the box and bumped the Mike over, now the will wouldn't have that run responsibility. Now the Sam would be in conflict. We already talked a little bit about 31. 13, it just flips. So again, usually you're reading off the boundary half, or if it's 4x1, you can read off the Mike linebacker depending on, the alignment of the defense. So when you're changing the fit, you want to have the linebacker to the back out of the fit. So that way he can play the pass responsibility without being in that conflict position. And now the player that the offense is reading is going to tell the quarterback, he's out of the fit, I'm going to give the football. And now we get our sixth run fitter from somewhere else, either by blitzing them or having them read into the fit. And that's going to allow you to have six guys in the fit while making sure that to the running back side, you're not in conflict. Obviously, this gets harder with full field RPOs. It gets way harder in pistol. The way you can do it in pistol, let's say this running back was in pistol, okay? We want ultimately, whichever way the quarterback opens up his belly, that's the side he's reading, right? So both these linebackers would be watching the quarterback. If the quarterback opens to you, you're out of the fit, okay? If the quarterback opens away from you, now you're in the fit. Again, much harder to do. But it's also hard to execute those out of pistol, and you might be able to game plan some of that stuff out in knowing who they're going to RPO. So here we take care of it or one way you can take care of it is set the 3-tech to the back. Okay. If you don't get a declared running back, if the running back's in pistol, you can play two techniques and then slant or play lag behind the offensive line. It'll get you to this look. We'll talk about that in a sec. Okay, so my 3-techs to the back. Okay, so I got the B gap canceled to the back. The defensive end to the back is going to play shuffle. We want the football to be given. Okay, it just makes it a little simpler for us. Okay, my Mike is going to play the backside A gap. And ultimately, he can kind of read the shoulders of the running back, but that's like a next level deal. He's got the backside A gap as his primary run fit. My 1-tech is now to the field, so that's your field A gap fit. And then away from the back, this is where we're going to find our extra fitter. Okay. So let's say that, we're running a zone lock RPO here in the front, and they're blocking the 5 players here. So for the 40 lineman and the Mike. Okay. We've gotten our will out of the fit. So he has no gap. This should tell the quarterback, because he's going to hang on whatever the slant or stop route is here. This should tell the quarterback that we're going to give the football. Now our rush end is going to be in a heavy technique. The end away from the back, he can tighten up to the offensive tackle. I've actually heard some people talk, Coach Vass talks about this all the time. If you have a skinnier guy and this is hard, line him up wider and make the tackle play in space. Because I haven't had the chance to actually, coach that technique a ton yet. I'm interested to see how that plays out. But have this defensive end now, you're going to knife inside if it's run. So if we get that run action, he's going to knife inside. Okay. And that's going to spill the ball then to our Sam, who's now got to engage and be in the run fit, getting our 6th fitter. So hopefully there's no cut back because our 3-tech is to the back. Okay, so we're not going to be able to get the ball roll off the table this way. We're going to force the ball front side, all right, and then spill it with the end, okay, and finish it with the Sam linebacker. So 3 tech to the back, backer to the back is out of the fit, backer away from the back is in the fit. He's going to be late to that C gap. And the end is the quarterback player to the back. The end away from the quarterback or away from the running back is going to be playing that heavy technique. So how does this play out with different concepts? Here's that zone read flood. Okay, again, the quick has the quarterback if he does pull it. Okay, and that allows the will and the corner, whatever coverage you're playing. It could be the will and the half if you're in a half low coverage. They're able to play their zone integrity throughout the whole down. It's not like if the quarterback pulls it, one of them has to be late contained. That's your quick's job in this case. Okay, and we should force the ball front side. It goes out the front door, and the Sam finishes it. Okay. Again, if you're getting full field RPOs, more of a challenge. The Sam's going to have to kind of play the game within the game and hang on the bubble or the stick route and then play back, or the hook route and then play back into the box. That is a challenge. But, again, all of these work in conjunction. So if you're able to spill the ball off the table, great. Finish it with the Sam. And this gets hard on the offense if you're constantly trying these, different variations. So one down, you're playing man, taking off the conflict. One down, you're playing zone, and you're changing the fit. Makes it hard for the offensive coordinator and the quarterback to feel comfortable and confident. And it lets you play zone. I put cover 4 here. So 2 heavy means we're going to put the 3 tech to the back, okay, and we're going to play heavy away from it. Okay, so the front is to the back, and we're going to play heavy away from it. You can play whatever coverage you want, zone coverage here, match, tri-lock, whatever it is, because you have same normal guys in the pass distribution. But it lets you stay out of man-to-man. This one, again, is one that I like as a wrinkle. So here, same idea. We're going to get the linebacker to the running back out of the fit. Okay. Ultimately, we're going to end up with a 3 technique to the back, but here we're going to slant to the back. So you could line up with two eyes, and you're going to slant or those 2 techniques back towards the running back. Is a good way to do it if you're worried about setting the front late with the running back in the pistol. So the running back's in the pistol, right? Then you're in a better situation here to either slant to wherever the O-line steps at you with. So use a lag technique. We'll talk about that in the 30 when we get to our 30 stuff. So basically, you just got to play behind the guard. So if the guard steps down, okay, you're going to lag behind him. Or if the running back does step up and you have time to see it, you can slant to that side. Gets the same fit. Now, just as a wrinkle, again, we're forcing the ball to be given here. If say this was like a 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4, I want to force the give, but I don't want this guy to be late to the C. We can tag it with a blast call and send the will to that B gap. You could crash the quick as well. But ultimately now, instead of that linebacker reading and then playing the run to away from the backside here he's now blitzing. You could blitz him in the B or crash the end and blitz him in the C. It's a good change up, if teams are not running full field RPOs, or you're in a situation where you're going to force the give, right? And now you can play the give with that linebacker away from the back. Now he's blitzing as opposed to being stuck trying to read that out. So especially younger guys, this might be a good way, to mix in with what you're doing to get a little more confident. So slice adjustment. This is probably one of the harder concepts in high school to defend because you're getting potentially a good athletic quarterback in space. You're getting potentially, a good receiver crossing the formation, guys' responsibilities changing. There's the deception involved in the run pass. So this is what I know is common in the CFL because this is a super common run play in the CFL. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to set same front rules. We're going to set the 3 tech. We're going to set the 3 tech to the back. All right. Now, when we get this slice motion, okay, so we get that early motion from number 3, or it could be number 4, or even number 2, whoever it is. The linebacker to that side is now going to blitz. Okay. We're going to call slice, slice, slice. And that's going to tell the end, hey, you're going inside no matter what. Okay. And your Sam or your linebacker away from the back, he's going to blitz the C. When we get a slice call, and we can do this because we get early indicator motion, okay, we're going to man these 2 receivers up. All right. And there are some challenges that come with that. But if you scout most of your opponents, if you see this play, when you get this early motion, you're not then getting some kind of play action where these guys are getting into some route concept that's hard to defend. And what you might get is return where this guy comes back out. But if you watch that for the most part, when you get the cross motion and the back on the other side, you're not getting the return motion. You'll get the return motion when the back and the action are coming from the same side. So that's, I mean, game plan, you got to check that out. But I'm pretty confident that that's what you'll see most teams. That's how it is. Again, you might get pistol, which makes it a little harder. But same run fit, linebackers out of the fit. Now we're going to bring the Sam, so we got no delay. And now when they cross the formation, we're going to force the give and play the quarterback. You could get a little more aggressive with the quick here because you should be fine to the boundary. We'll talk about that in a sec. But if the quarterback does pull it, the quick is our quarterback player. This snag is really, really tough on defenses because you're usually now your will is going to have to take this route and he's getting picked. Okay. So when we get the slice call, the free safety is going to push to the boundary. Okay. Or the defender who's high on top of the inside receiver is going to push to the boundary. Okay. So if this became a post or a corner post route, anything coming back to the middle of the field, he could take it. He's going to have high inside leverage on anything. Your high player can now bracket the corner. Okay. So when you get this corner route, you can bracket it, taking away the vertical option. And now your flat player can jump the flat route. Okay. Or that slice route coming across the formation. So now you don't have to worry about this pick. You're able to pass that off. Okay. And the will can sit on this hook route and play that through if the hold down. He doesn't have to play that to the quarterback. So that just lets you have leverage on this corner route. Oftentimes, if you don't make this kind of push on the top end of the coverage, this corner has to 70-30 the flat in the corner route, and you can give up, the dink and dunk stuff, which is okay. But this is a great way if you're going to get this. If they run the ball, you should be able to kill it with this extra fitter to the field. And if they pull it, now you don't have to play in between two routes. You can drive and jump this, force the quarterback to hold it. His clock is ticking as this end plays, his shuffle technique through the quarterback, and you're not going to get bailed out with that deep vertical because of the bracket. So thanks there, Coach. Virtual Football Clinic. You guys do great stuff too. Really appreciate the follow. Thanks for tuning in tonight. It's awesome. In the end, guys, this is great because you should be able to force a give into the pressure. If the quarterback pulls it, he's going to be on a limited time clock. And now you have leverage on all these routes. This route concept is based on leverage. And when you take it away with this action, if you leave the free safety to the field, you're going to lose leverage somewhere. If you bring him into the boundary, now you're going to be able to leverage this route. Field side's got to play man. Can be a challenge if they run drag routes behind the linebackers.